name is Mel Brown and welcome to episode 46 of my crafting podcast. This is my fortnightly vlog about knitting, crochet, spinning, anything else that seems like a good idea at the time. I'm an autistic woman living in the north of England with my husband, our 3 daughters and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Mel Brown Crafting Podcast and Creative Escape Retreats. And on Ravelry I am Funky40. Hello. Christmas is here. You get 2 of me today. You get the front and the back view, so we get to see if my hair's good or not. I'm not in the den because Lizzie's home, and although actually she's actually in Dublin at the moment, so I could be in there, it's full of her things and I think it'll be a bit of an intrusion. So I'm down here today. I thought you might like to see the Christmas tree as well. The littlest, it's her turn to choose the colour scheme, and she's gone for blue, silver and gold, which I think looks rather magnificent. I don't think you can see these lights very well. I've not been able to photograph them, but they are really, really pretty. Okay, so it's the last episode before Christmas, and it is currently the 17th of December. So I think this time next week is Christmas Day. No, this time next week is Christmas Eve. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Those of you who've watched before know I love Christmas, absolutely love Christmas. And yeah, it's not long away now, so right, let's crack on. Where are they now? What happened to the projects you've already seen? Well, the first is the memory blanket. It's always a memory blanket. It's been on the needles for about 2 years now, which is definitely the longest I've ever had. A work in progress, really. But it's being worked on, so I don't mind that at all. So last time I spoke to you, I was just about to start, or I had just started the 7th round of squares, and I'd got my new lovely holder from Pickle Lily from Etsy, and my long carbons DPNs. Well, I've kind of got used to the carbons DPNs. I was saying that they might be too long for me. They might go up into my sleeves a little bit, and they get in the way a bit. But I think I'm getting used to them, so I think they're going to be okay. Although I have introduced inadvertently a slight feature to the blanket. Other people might call these things mistakes. I like to think of them as features. Got a bit of knitting goddess on the go at the moment. Not the first square of that ball. Now you see the way the direction goes, so they go outwards, and all these in this quadrant, this quarter, go outwards that way, and this is the join. This is where they start going this way. And so what I do is when I've started a new round, I just get the first of these on, because you have to pick up there and then you have to cast on there, and then from then on it's all picking up. So I pick up there, and then I carry on, and then from then on it's obvious which direction you're going, because when you're picking up from here, it's obvious you're picking up, so you can't pick up stitches from here and here, can you? Because they're not there. So it's obvious what direction you're going in and you can't mess it up. However, when you start the new round, you can mess it up, and I have somewhat spectacularly. I'm just trying to find it now. It's not something that I'm particularly bothered about. It's not that one. I've gone all the way around the blanket, so basically if I started going in the other direction. Right, okay. Can you see it here? I have started this one above that one, when I should have started it above that one. Do you see? These two are pointing in that direction. These are pointing in that direction. So I should have started this one there. I worked that out when I was part way through this, probably about to here. And I thought, okay, so I can frog this, and I can rip that out and redo it, or I can not. Now, again, those of you who've watched before will know, yeah, I'm probably going to just bodge it, and I have. I don't think in the overall scheme of things anybody's going to really notice that one square in the wrong place. And if they do, then well done them, and I'll give them a prize. but I don't care. I'm just going to carry on. So yeah, I've done what, 1, 2, I don't know, 6 in the new thing, I guess. And yeah, I'm still loving it. Still as much fun as ever. Still like an old friend to pick up when I feel like it. So there you go. Memory blanket. Oh, sorted. Right, what else? Rick socks. Now this is a crochet pattern that I wasn't enjoying as much as I expected to. Excuse me, it's really cold here. If I can just get a quick view of outside. I don't know what you're seeing there, but it's really frosty and pretty horrible out there. Let's turn you back. Oh, right, you're back there. Great, I need a little space up here for my captions. Okay, so right, Rick socks. So I did finish them on the video. So yeah, obviously the other way round to each other, which is fab. Really pretty. I mean, look at that pattern. It really is lovely, isn't it? Look at the other side. So the left and the right are different because I think actually it's useful to see the whole toe, but these blockers don't really show you that, do they? But the pattern goes across the toe. Ah, there we go. That will show you. There we go. So yeah, really, really lovely finished object. Very happy with it. Just a shame that I didn't enjoy it more, but it's not the fault of the pattern by any means. It's definitely me. I don't know why I'm folding out because I want to photograph them for Ravelry. I want them back on the blockers. Actually, maybe not. I'll put one on the blockers and one front view because if I showed it to you and it was good, it'd be good to put it on Ravelry, right? Okay, so that's a finished object, and that is my last, well, almost my last. At the time of finishing it, it was my last Christmas gift on the needles or hooks. But something else has happened since then. Okay, what else had you seen before? The Advent blanket. Now this is a pattern for a mitered square, a crocheted mitered square, because of course I've got my knitted mitered square blanket, so I need a crocheted one too. And what I've done is, I can't find what I've done. What I've done is I've made a square with each of my Advent minis. So each day I get, oh, let me look, one of these, a little mini, sort of roughly 5 grams of sock wool from my friend Sarah, and she's got the same from me. And we're making them into, well, Sarah hasn't decided exactly, and she's more likely to just kind of plan than me. I can't even find the project. Let me find it, hang on. Okay, I was sat on it. So in my little foxy bag are all the squares. So I have continued to just work as many rounds as I can before the yarn runs out, and it's been quite interesting because the one I did yesterday, this one, I got all the way to the last 3 stitches before I ran out of yarn, so I had to frog back almost an entire round, which was really frustrating. And then I had one which basically ran out with a tiny little end. You saw that one already. Tiny weeny end, which was quite cute. Oh no, drop that. So there's loads and loads of different. There's one that was hand dyed by Sarah. I'll just give you a quick glimpse of the bag. So it's 17th today. So there are 16 squares in there. I'm going to show you my favourite one, which is fondant fibre. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. So I've kept the little tails on. I'm not exactly sure why. I just don't want to. I don't want to close off any options. This is the one. This is how much yarn I had left at the end of that round. And instead of thinking, oh, okay, I won't have enough yarn for another round, I won't carry on, I actually do crochet all the way till I run out of yarn, because on this one I was convinced I wouldn't have enough for the full round. I got halfway and thought, well, I'm definitely not going to have enough for the full round, and I carried on, and I did. So I can carry on right until I actually run out. So there's an extra one in there that I made with some yarn just to try it out. So yeah, there's lots and lots in there, and when I'm finished, I'm going to work out what to do with them. But yes, it's going very well, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And I did get myself a stocking present of a bunch of minis as well. I think they're 10 grams. So they'll do 2 squares each. So yeah, lots and lots. Right, okay. That's all the where are they nows. New whips on the block. So I've been talking for a while about doing a DK version, double knit version of the Shift, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. Now, last time I talked to you, I wanted to show you a pic of it, and things went a bit wrong. I don't know if I ever managed to explain to you what happened, but when I was editing, we had a power cut here, and it was quite a serious one. Is the camera wonky? If it is, that must be annoying. The power was out here for well over an hour, and the mobile mast was down as well. So I didn't have any signal at all. So whilst I could still continue to edit the podcast because my battery on my laptop was charged, I didn't have any internet access because, of course, the Wi-Fi had no power. So I wanted to get a picture of the Shift, and I couldn't because I couldn't get any internet at all. And I really needed for my schedule to get it all done. So I did get it all done, and I put a picture, the thumbnail of the actual episode is me in the Shift. So you got to see that. I don't know if you made that link or if whatever, but anyway, we then had a further power cut after that. It was all a bit of a mess, really. But I did actually manage to get it up, so it was good. But so I can't show you the Shift, but I'll put in a picture of me wearing it here. So it's mosaic knitting, which is a really lovely technique. It's a lot simpler than it looks, a lot like mosaic crochet. And this is a brilliant way to explore it with this little pattern. So I went to Yarndale, as you will know, and I spent quite a lot of money quite a lot of time at the Easy Knits stall with John. And I wanted 4 colours for this DK shawl, even though the pattern is written for 3. And John helped me choose them. So if you think the colours in my Shift are great, it's because I had a professional yarn dyer help me. So I've got it started. Let's give you a quick flash. There it is. So what I've started off with, you can see there's a background colour and a feature colour. That's what I'm calling them. So I'm ignoring the colour plan for the pattern because that's for 3 colours. And what I'm doing is what started out as the feature colour in one section becomes the background colour in the next. So you've got the yellow becomes the background here, the teal becomes the background here, and the navy will become the background in the next section. So it's bounteous, sorry. Easy Knit's bounteous in the colourways honey, and the dark navy blue is spacewalk. The pink is plummy, and the teal is merman's. I don't know. I can't quite work it out. I'm trying to find it now. Where is it? There it is. The ball band is a little bit strange. I wasn't sure if it's merman's tail or mermain's. Oh, not tail. It's tears. I'm sorry. Mermaid's tears. Don't know. It's beautiful. They all go so beautifully together. So I'll work through moving them over from the feature to the background until I've done all 4, and then obviously the navy will not have met with the yellow, and the pink will not have met with the teal. So I'll do a section which does those, and then we'll just take it from there. So it's coming along nicely. It is really easy to knit, easy to memorize, and lots of fun. So that's a very happy project at the moment. What else have we got? Oh yeah, so at the weekend, I think it was Friday afternoon, I happened to catch a post on Instagram from the Crochet Project. If you haven't come across them before, they're two designers, Kat Golding and Joanne Scrace, and they have made loads and loads of books that you might have seen all over the place, of shawls and all kinds of things. They're at the shows as well. And sorry, they did a Boxing Day mystery crochet along last year. I've done 2 of their mystery crochet alongs now, and they're doing another one that starts this Boxing Day. And they're brilliant. Really, the stitches are innovative and the design is fantastic, and I just love them. So the Crochet Project put a post on called the Design Committee, hashtag Design Committee, and they'd apparently, I had missed it, but they've been asking people. They said they were going to do a crochet along for the weekend, and did people want a cowl or a scarf or whatever? And apparently the committee had decided, the random Facebook Instagram posts had decided a cowl, and that it would be raised treble stitches. So a raised treble crochet in English is also known as a front post double crochet or back post double crochet. That's in the US terms. So that's where I picked it up, and they said you needed 100 grams of worsted or Aran weight yarn and a 7mm hook. So I decided that was just what I needed to get me through the weekend, because I was really, really short on works in progress. The Advent blanket I can only do, like the 20 minutes a day it takes me to make that square. The Rick socks are finished now, and I had the memory blanket, which is very heavy and I can't take with me. So at that point I was about to start the shift and I didn't have anything else, and I was getting to the stage where I'm about to leave the house and thinking, what am I going to take with me? I can't sit in the doctor's with my massive great big bag for my memory blanket. It's huge. So I wanted something big, and we did a long journey. On Saturday we drove down to Bristol to have lunch with my parents, and then drove back again in the same day. So it was about over 8 hours, maybe closer to 9 hours in the car. And obviously I was the lucky one, I was able to knit, whereas they was driving. But I had a lot of time to craft and not be able to do much else. So I was excited by it, and I got started on it, and it was really, really good fun. They released 5 clues throughout the day, and there were videos of them as well. Unfortunately, Instagram cropped them really strangely. They were mostly fine. It was just the last one that I had an issue with, but it was absolutely great. I'm trying to find it again now. I've just moved everything, trying to find the other thing that I was sat on. So I happen to have a ball of something suitable in my stash, just sitting around waiting for this right time. It's a US brand. I can't remember for the life of me where I got it from. Ah, that's where that is. Right, so I've got that, and I started it, and I'll show it to you. It's really interesting stitches. So it's increasing in, it's a free crochet along if you want to get the pattern it's on. They might put it on Ravelry, I guess, but at the moment it's just on their Instagram page. It's really stretchy, it's quite textured, and I love it. It's really good fun. It's a 4-row pattern. So yeah, I'm hoping that I will get that finished in time for Christmas, because I want to give it to somebody. In fact, I will get it finished in time for Christmas. So yeah, thank you to Joanne for that, Joanne Scrace, because I saw her at Yarndale, and she was telling me that she has the same issues as everybody else, work-life balance. Do you want to make time to do a big crochet along over Christmas when you've got other things you need to do? And so I was really, really grateful for her doing this, because it really did. It was fun. It really made the weekend really fun. So thank you. Okay, there's only one more, a work in progress, which is macrame. True, if you're watching this, can you please skip to this part if you don't want to see your present? Okay, so I'm making a macrame table runner for my sister-in-law. That's my brother's wife. She requested blue and green. It's actually upstairs hanging on the banisters, so I'm going to put in a couple of pictures of it here. So you can see it's part way through. I've kind of done my own design based roughly around, I mean, it's not that many different designs you can do. Square knots and half hitches, double half hitches. Double half hitches I've really struggled with in the past, but I think I've cracked them now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And it's on the stairs, so quite often if I'm going upstairs or downstairs and I don't have something pressing to do, I'll just stop and do a few knots. It's a bit creepy for the girls as they come out of their bedrooms or the bathroom, and I'm stood on the stairs like, okay, right. But yeah, it's good. So I need to get that done we're now seeing them at the end of January, so I've got plenty of time for that. Okay, so what else is happening? I've got 2 advent calendars. You've seen one of them. I just wanted to show you some bits and pieces from the other one. So the other one is from Amanda at Mooland Gifts, and she's put together little bits and pieces for me. And I'm going to show you just an example of them. You see these tiny little wooden paper clips with ladybirds on. It doesn't come out very well, does it? Let me show you an individual one. They're just ridiculously cute. Okay, and it's a tiny little paper clip, look. You just squeeze it and it opens. So cute. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll think of something. And some, handmade with love tags to attach to something. And this is my, a couple of, 3 of those. I've dropped them on the floor. Little ribbons which would be great in weaving or for bag ties. And then this is just so beautiful. Look at this. So I actually was at her house when she was making this, and I just thought, oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. So it's felt. It's my favourite colour, teal. Well, one of my favourite colours. These little beads, it's so beautiful. And of course, it fits the colour scheme of the tree. So I'm going to pop it on. Maybe there, I can see it sat here. There it is. It's beautiful, isn't it? So that's been really fun as well, opening a new Prezi every day. I really do enjoy the advent calendar concept. Okay, what's next? I wanted to review my 2019 goals because I did set quite a few. I wanted to make crochet socks, and I did. We did I guess it was actually 2018, did the Christmas Eve cast on of crochet socks. There's quite a few of us who did that. And I finished my pair pretty quickly, but I don't wear them because I can feel the stitches through my feet. So I did make a pair, but it's not a thing for me because the stitches are just too big and thick. So I'm not going to be making any more. Crochet jumpers. I wanted to make jumpers kind of, for you US guys, it's kind of a coverall word for sweaters, cardigans, that kind of thing. So I made 2 cardies actually, 2 cardigans. One I knitted, one I crocheted, and the knitted one was hand spun. If you've watched before, you'll remember seeing those. So I did that. Brioche, yep, I did that. I did 2 Stephen West shawls. What did I do? Starflake. What was the other one? I'll put it up here. What the one was. I wear them both quite frequently. So I did that. Continental knitting. I had a go. I couldn't make it work. I needed the stitches to be a lot looser in order to make it work. And I'm watching Stephen West's knitting. His stitches are so loose, and it wasn't for me. So I tried it, gave it up. I wanted to spin. I did Spinuary. Last few days I've watched my Vlogmas it's very self-absorbed of me, but I watched my Vlogmas from last year, all the episodes, and it was so horrendously unprofessional compared to the other ones that I'm watching right now. But I really enjoyed watching it. Although there was that really sad patch where my cat died, and that was pretty tragic. But it was really nice because then I was saying, oh, I want to spin every day in January, and I announced, having not even considered that I'm going to try and spin every day in January. We called it Spinuary. Several of us did it, and it was really good. And it was during that period that I went to the Spinners Guild, and I hired a wheel and decided to buy my own. And that made a huge difference to my spinning. But unfortunately, that only lasted for 6 months, 7 months, because in July I did the last spinning that I've done. My wheel is grinding to a halt. But this week, Thursday, so in 2 days' time, I'm going to see a lovely lady called Freya Lynn, who is going to have a look at my wheel and see if she can get it working again. So I hope to relaunch. Maybe I'll do Spinuary again. I'll have a think about that, depending on how it goes with the wheel. And I wanted to knit from stash until the 1st of July, which I did. In fact, I hardly purchased anything from then on, right up until Yarndale in September. So I did really well. I exceeded expectations around that. And I'll probably do the same now. I mean, I've got my yarn club, and I'm hoping that will come fairly soon, before Christmas, for December. And little bits and pieces, the minis and stuff. And I bought, as I say, some minis for my stocking. But I don't intend, other than that, really to buy much. I've just got so much beautiful stuff, and I really want to use it. So I did achieve that, definitely. So yeah, I think I did pretty good, really. Okay, what's left? My youngest daughter, Annie, not in school right now. She's really struggling with being stressed and nocturnal. She's back into diurnal now, which is great. And I don't know how much more she'll do of school this year. There's only today and 3 more days. The eldest daughter is in Dublin for the day with her school friends, which is lovely. She flew out last night. She's flying back tonight. Oh, burnt my hand, something chronic last night. I don't even know if you've better see it, but we've got a boiling water tap, and I managed to pour boiling water over my thumb, and it was so painful all evening. I had to keep it in a bowl of water, cold water, all evening for hours and hours. It's better now, and it hasn't blistered, so I guess that's because I kept it in water on it. Anyway, so that's about it. Hubby has been away for an overnight. I'm having dinner with a friend, kind of Christmas do type stuff, and he is just arriving. So I think I will sign off here. Happy Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a lovely New Year. Happy crafting. Thank you for watching. If you're new or old, I really appreciate you watching. Thank you. Please do make comments down below. If there's anything I've mentioned that you're interested in, there'll be a link down below to the show notes, and that'll take you across to Ravelry, where there'll be clickable links to patterns and things. Happy New Year as well, and I'll see you. I don't think I'll see you between Christmas and New Year. I'll see you in the New Year. Thank you. Bye.